All right. Well, we are today going to be doing some aluminum scratch tests. I've got multiple knives that have an aluminum finish, and I wanted to kind of see how it kind of stacks up against the aluminum finish for Snarf. So um, I had noticed that Snarf was getting, so especially well, I say really both of them, that they were getting, some scratches, and made me concerned about the finish. So I contacted the OEM, Sikio, Laura at Sikio, and she said, like, okay, she's going to look into it with Frank, because Frank is the owner of Dream Tech. That is the one that really does the nuts and bolts manufacturing of Snarf and hive mind and truffles. Anyway, so basically what they said was, because we had chosen like a hey, how's it going? Got somebody join in. I don't know if I can touch stuff and see the communicate. Like, I want to be able to have the chat filter. I don't want that. This is what I get for like having no clue what I'm doing. But yeah, so I don't know if you'll throw something in the chat so I can see if green screen. That's not what I was aiming for. Now we're stuck with it. What is this? I don't want that. All right, this is the first time I've done a live using my phone, actually, on YouTube. Hey, Chris, thanks for saying hi, so I can know that it's actually working and I can see what people are saying. Yeah, so anyway, just wanted to look at the aluminum finish on Snarf, because I was told that doing a gradient, we did the yellow to orange on one of the Snarfs, which is, kind of unintentionally / intentionally, like Chitara. I think that's her name, isn't it? I probably should have looked it up so I could be a proper nerd. And then we had to have the moonburst as well, which is purple to black. And then we were looking at doing a blue to pinkish reddish for Miami burst, and gray to black for Nora burst. And anyway, so just got concerned about the finishes, because I mean, obviously I want it to be as best of a product as we can get to you guys. And we've looked at doing like a clear coat or something, and Cerakote did just drop a clear finish for aluminum, and I believe it will work with anodized aluminum, but we've currently not found a dealer that would be able to like do it in mass. Oh, Chris said you do the moonburst, but the Miami burst is gonna be the pick I go for. Yeah. I've got to look at, man. Things have just been moving so quickly. We crossed 2 goals, and I haven't even been like, hey, congratulations, everybody. Just things have been moving so fast. But anyway, so we are looking into to see if it's possible for us to do a clear coat. I have no idea what that would do cost wise, and obviously I'm trying to do this in a way that doesn't impact, because we do our very best to make our products as affordable as possible, mostly because I'm cheap. I'm just a cheap sucker, and like I mean, I went for years in my knifedom where I was like $35 for a pocket knife, and so I was very much like, when I got to the point where we wanted to produce a knife, it was like, oh, okay, the knife that we're gonna be producing is like $200. Oh gosh, and we could have done M390 and it would have been over 200. It's like, oh gosh, okay. But anyway, so we were definitely trying to make it as affordable as possible, but in the best product as possible. And so anyway, I sat down to do a video. And you might have seen it. I just posted it today. It's my honest review of Snarf. I did my best to kind of look at it from an objective perspective of what I do and don't like about the knife so far. And anyway, I think I did a pretty realistic take on it. I tend to be fairly pessimistic and kind of nitpicky anyway, and so. Anyway, so but as I was doing the review for that, I realized that I still had the Moonburst here. I thought that it was at with a reviewer, and so I was like, oh well, I'll see if I can scratch the Moonburst, and I started scratching like what I would consider to be, I guess like a not normal amount. Like, and it wasn't still doing it wasn't really leaving a mark. It's like, okay, well maybe I've overplayed the how bad the finish is. Festival almost says hi, hey, thanks for tuning in. And so I'm like, well, maybe I've overplayed how serious the issue is. I just don't know. And so I was like, well, I'm going to try to see if I can do a test. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about my thought process on this, because what I originally wanted to do was, I tend to be very OCD about things, and I was like, yeah, I really want to do it as clinically as possible. I don't care about making the product look good. I just want to make it look like what the product is. Does that make sense? It's 24 people. That's the most that we've ever had on a live. So thank you. Say Bakudeku, please. I'm not sure if I have offended someone's culture. If so, I apologize. Yeah, so I don't care when we we're going to do this scratch test, and I genuinely don't care if Snarf is the worst one. Performs the worst out of all of them, because the main thing I want is for people who are backing the project to know what they're getting. And at this point right now, this is what the product is. And I definitely don't want to as much as it would be cool to do like a clear coat, something like that, I don't know if we can do it. I don't know if it would be affordable for us to add it on without charging anymore. And we certainly don't want to charge anymore. So anyway, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just go live. That way, nobody's going to think that I'm like fudging the numbers or anything. But initially what I wanted to do was maybe put like certain amounts of weights on certain density of material to scratch. And so I started off with like just a quarter, and like a graphite pen, some Weehaw bits, and a hardened steel plumb bob. And in the process of doing that, I'm realizing, as much as I wanted to try to like suspend like a weight above a scale, it doesn't really seem like I'm going to be able to do that very effectively. So what instead my plan is to basically keep an eye on the scale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch around here so you can see what I'm doing. Just ignore all the peanuts. Melody has decided that the local crows are our personal responsibility. So what I do, I've got my Weight Watchers scale over here, which I have tested against multiple other scales, so I know it's reliable. And I'm going to be putting pressure on different items to see what kinds of scratches that we get. So I'm not as so much worried about this being like a super finish or anything. Just kind of wanting to know what kinds of effects we're going to have. So let's see here. I've got 9, I think, knives all together that I'm going to do. I've got this. I've got them all in little bins so I don't lose the parts. Tried to kind of disassemble them before the show. Let's see. I've got. Oh gosh, what is this? Oh man, anybody remember what this knife is? I am totally blanking on it. It's Real Steel. It's by, what is his name? Shoot, I am blanking on the guy's name. He's a great designer, but this is a Real Steel aluminum knife, and that Husky aluminum knife. I've got Snarf here. I've got the Dark Truffles titanium, because I thought it would be interesting to compare it against titanium. I've got a never released prototype of mine that is Megaptera, or Megaterra is actually how you pronounce it. It means great winged, which is Megaterra. That's the name for the humpback whale. What is this here? Oh, I disassembled the titanium Snarf because I thought it would be interesting to compare it against the titanium as well. This is a Civivi Elementum aluminum. And what is this? This is just like a generic Cabela's aluminum finish. So what I'm going to try to do is basically I'm going to be using 3 different scratchers. I'm not going to use the graphite pen because basically the smallest amount of effort generally produces a scratch with the graphite pen because I mean it's this super tiny. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So going to want to focus on it. I guess not. It's a super tiny piece of graphite, and I mean it will scratch anything with barely any effort. So I'm going to focus on what I would consider to be like average to medium amounts of wear. So I've got just a quarter that I'm going to be scratching on, and I've got a flathead Weehaw bit, and I've got I'll use like the T8. I mean the T6. And I see that. Yeah, that's Chris. I think that's definitely one of the things that is definitely an aspect of this. I think most people are probably not going to be too upset about your knife wearing normally. Oh man, same utility knife for 5 to 6 years from Spectrum. What knife is that from Spectrum? That'd be interesting to see. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things where I'm trying to think as a collector, as just a knife nerd, not necessarily a user. And am I going to be comfortable with? I just want it to be normal. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be super. And even if it's less than normal, if it has less resilience than normal, I just want people to know that. So let's do this. Let's start in on. Can I rotate this at all? I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't really rotate that. So I'll just kind of dip it down a little bit. All right. So right now what I've got up here is just a piece of titanium, one of titanium clips. Well, you see how really dirty everything is when you got it in a light like that, huh? Okay, so put it on 0, and I was also practicing just to see how well can I stay at relatively the same amount of pressure at any given time, and so if I kind of support my hand on this box while I'm doing it. Let's see here. This puts me at 80 to 90. I would say this is at the point where it would make sense to me that it would start scratching. So let's see here. So if I'm at 11, okay, this is I'm barely touching it at 7 grams, 14, 13. And you can see the area I was just doing is right there. Boy, this is going to be tough because you're also not going to be able to see the results as much. Let's see. As long as it doesn't chip out and big flakes start flaking from an existing scratch. Yeah, that was something else that we'll test. We'll put a scratch in. We'll put a deep scratch in on purpose, and then let's do a fingernail scratch from there. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. I mean, I've got the interior of these. Lefty EDC is also going to be doing some testing on this because he has the other aluminum one, the Moonburst. And I didn't think to tell him hey, take it apart and do it on the inside. So I just said, hey, scratch it up. I don't care. I want people to know what they're getting more than I want a pristine prototype. But I wish I had thought to tell him. But whatever he does will be fine. I don't care. Let's see here. All right, we're at 11, so I'm gonna zero this out. And yeah, let's do that. Let's do the first test out. Exo Flipper Utility Blade. Exo isn't the Exo that's X. I guess I'm thinking of something else. That's the The Exo knife is that not Riot with their unique like opening mechanism? I thought that was the Exo. Maybe not thinking about it correctly. All right, so I got my T6 here, and so I'm at 34, 44. I mean, I'm starting to see a little bit. If you look really, really close, I was in the 40s on that. Yeah, you can start to see a little bit of wear there. Let's see here. So if I were to like, let's just say I want to get like a real scratch, probably pushing in like the 400s, 500s. This is one of the, like the pressure I'm putting on it right now is like, if you were trying to like, not key somebody's car, but let's see. This is about I'm not looking at I'm trying to like not look at the scale. This is about how much pressure I would put on a pencil if I was writing. What is it at? 155? Okay, so I mean, I know this is all like, ballpark here, but okay, let's see. I'm going to try to make a real deep scratch. So I'm at 1,000 grams. Okay, so that's a pretty noticeable scratch. I think part of the issue is which I'll do the same thing with the graphite pen. Why not? And it should take a lot less pressure to make a deep gouge. Let's see if I can do one with just at 300. No, not really. I mean, it's noticeable, but it's not, So in the 500s, you can see, I would say that's probably, 2 or 3 times the amount of pressure I would put. If I was writing, I would be about like this, which is what, in the 70s? Yeah. I mean, you can see, it is scratching it. But I don't know, like, to me, if a finish was weak and it was leaving marks at like this level, or if I've got a quarter here and, I'm in the 200s, I'm trying to pick an area where I've not done it all. Of course, some of it's going to leave flecks of the quarter on it. Yeah, see, so that was the flecks of the quarter that it left. Which, I mean, I guess it's stronger than a quarter. So there's that. Let's see. We're at, y'all watch it. Tell me, we're in the 300s. All right, that was 300s. It does have a mark, except the mark's not there. That's the quarter. So, I don't know. I mean, what's up, Fred the Lug? How's it going, man? It's almost to where you're having to intentionally scratch it in and out of the pocket to be more of a rub. Yeah, I had considered doing some sandpaper. Let me grab some sandpaper real quick. So this is 400 grit. So I mean, it's going to be, take that for what it's worth. But it's the 400 grit, and let's see here. All right, let's go for 300s. Let's see if I can get. I don't want to make a huge area. So we're 200, 270, 200. I mean, it is taking off some of the finish there, but again, like, wouldn't you kind of expect that to happen if you were doing that to titanium? Maybe something like scrap denim. Yeah, I don't know if, yeah, it's one of those things. If you could run some denim on a 2x72 and get like some wear comparison on that. Let's see here. Let's just go straight to we're going apples to apples for the moment. Let's go. Well, no, here I've got some titanium. I've got Truffles titanium just sitting here. I guess I could just leave this here, and it's just as long as I zero it out, it's going to be the same, right? So Same thing going with the, gosh, what did I just do with that? Oh, yeah. Y'all got to keep up with this stuff. With the titanium. Yeah, it's not taped down, though. I mean, I told y'all we're going to do this real scientifically, right? All right, let's see here. So you pick a high area. We're at 100, 140, 150, 140, 120, 130. I mean, you can tell it's definitely making an impact on the finish. I mean, maybe you can't, but trying to get it at an angle. It is affecting the finish right there. Let's see on a high spot on Hive Mind. Yeah, see pretty quickly, you can see that. But you know what I think it really is? I think it's just the difference between scratching something that's silver colored and revealing what's silver underneath, and scratching something that's purple and revealing what's silver underneath. Do you know what I mean? Like let's take the let's do the quarter on the titanium. And I'll put it down so we can at least pretend that we're being scientific. Okay. So I'm going to go, let's try to go 300s-ish. I'm more watching the scale here than I am the quarter. All right, so there's my quarter marks on the titanium at 300-ish. Trying to get over just at least a little over 300, so I'm not babying it. Okay, so you've got some marks there, you've got some marks here, except that's mostly just quarter dust, and yeah, that's mostly quarter dust. Yeah, sandpaper should scratch through any finish. Yeah, so I don't know. I think my gut says that I probably have overplayed the sensitivity of the finish. Let me see here. I'm trying to do my Weehaw bit at, let's see here if I can get this. Let's say we're going to go at the 300. And this is a level of scratching that I feel like should make any knife person nervous. And that's only at 200, 250. Like that makes it kind of hurts my soul to go any harder than 250, honestly. Yeah, I'm definitely leaving parts of the quarter behind. Which is great, right? The finish is at least harder than a quarter, because what's the residue that's there? You can see that it's a discoloration right there now, right? And it's hard to see, but it's leaving some quarter dust there. All right, so I was in the 250s for this mark here, and that mark isn't really going anywhere. Again, it's hard to make it to where you can actually see that at the right angle without it blurring on me. But that's 250, and let's see here, 250 on. Go up to 250. Come on. There's our 250. That's more like 200. So, yeah, I would say, there is definitely a difference between that and that. But again, the question is it because of, what you're showing underneath? Let me grab one of the other titanium, or sorry, one of the other. Yeah, look, we got the Civivi Elementum here. Well, again, I'll do the Elementum, but I don't think it's a good comparison really, because you're missing out on that whole. I'm rubbing off gray to reveal gray, so that's not really gonna tell us much, is it? There's a much thicker slab of aluminum. That is aluminum, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that, if somebody wants to look it up, but I'm almost positive. I looked it up earlier today actually to make sure, and now I'm doubting myself. But yeah, I do like the fact that I'm at least leaving pieces of quarter behind. Just tape this to, I don't know what I'm doing here. It's just tape everywhere. Zero that out. Okay. And I'm going to go to like the, so that 200, 250 range. Yeah, I would. Okay, so definitely here, I'm at 250 right there, and I'm still kind of skating over it. Whereas on this one, oh, sorry, I just realized you probably can't see what I'm doing back there. So I'm on the CVV Elementum at that 250-ish level. Well, that's well, that may have just been that I was okay. I guess I was at either a different angle or something, because it's starting to tear up at that 200 level, just like it was tearing up at the 200 level here. So structurally, there's probably, a major difference. I'm trying to say, I wish I had like a, oh, I've got this real steel. I'm gonna need to start putting these pieces back together before I start losing pieces. Trying to be organized here. Usually Melody is the one keeping me organized on a video like this, but she is at a work event. And you might be able to hear our kitten upstairs. He is currently upset that she is at a work event. All right, let's see here. Let's throw this guy. Does anybody remember the name of this guy? It's a good knife. I really like this knife. I can't believe I've forgotten it. Anybody? Anybody remember the name of this guy? The Real Steel Grimly Goo. I don't know. It's almost like a, I guess it is. It's basically a frame, a frame lock that's pretending to be a liner lock, because you could take the handles right off. All right, so we got their aluminum there, and of course the color is different. So that color is closer to the steel beneath, but I do think that there's something to be said about the fact that the colors we went for are such a high difference between them and the steel beneath. All right, so I think part of what was happening is when I was scratching, yeah, see, I'm at the 120s. See, that's only at 120, and it's leaving a really noticeable mark. Okay, so let me do that. Let me try to make sure that I'm on the same spot of the screwdriver. Okay, so right there, I'm in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and that left a pretty noticeable scratch. Let's do the same thing here. I don't know, man. Maybe it feels like it skates off of it a little bit better than this one. Let's try another aluminum one. I don't know. Y'all give me some feedback here. Metamorph. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. I guess we could have done the quarter test on that one, but that's fine. Y'all give me some feedback here if y'all have got some other things. That's one reason why I wanted to do this live was just so that, well, so that I would not obsess over it, because this is the kind of thing that I would film and then edit to trim it to where it was the most interesting parts, and then it looks overly edited, and I spent 4 hours doing it when I need to be doing other stuff. And so it's like, okay, if I do it live, we'll do it live. Right? Bill O'Reilly, anybody? Crickets. Let's see here. But yeah, on this graphite pen here, yeah, I just think, I need to zero this guy out here. Oh, zero. Get my metamorph put back together. Now the real question is, am I going to actually put all these knives back together once I'm done? Because I'm real bad about that too. All right. Like we've got our graphite pin here, go right in the middle. You mean that is at 100, leaving a mark. Oh, I need to tape this guy down better. So this is, I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but this is Megaterra. Several things about this that we wanted to change. And we basically just, I probably spent 2 years in prototype purgatory designing this guy. And overall, I still really like it. I wish that this was supposed to have been pulled, the grind was supposed to be pulled back way back over to here. Needed to be a distal taper as well. But I like having the tiny button lock on the opposite side, and then it's got these magnets on the interior that just make it to where it has a really satisfying close. Anyway, getting distracted here. But all right, so aluminum at the, let's say 200-ish. Well, this guy's still not apparently taping this down well enough. It's like I'm trying to save space by taping it close, but okay. All right, let's see here. That guy's still moving on me. So I'm at, 170, 180. I need to be better at, okay, I put the pressure on and then do like 2 scratches or something, because I going back over and over and over and over again, it's like, of course that's going to eventually wear it off. Okay, that was in the 220s. That was too. So it does seem like this finish here, well, I guess you can still see it a little bit, but it does seem to me that this finish on this one is more resilient. That is a QSP finish. Let me see what it takes to scratch this guy. Of course, I'm also doing smaller strokes, so 300, 220, 280. Yeah, I mean, yeah, around the 200s is when it starts scratching on that. But yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, I really liked the profile of it. Melody hated it because she actually loves the really big knives. But I just thought, well, there goes my toe. Yeah, Fred got to actually see it in person. We got to hang out. Gosh, has it almost been a year now since then? Well, I guess it was maybe around what, May, because I think you were doing some graduation stuff, maybe, if I remember correctly. But yeah, and also you hear, yeah, if we can get around to doing it, I would love to readdress it. What's kind of weird about it is, this was when I was doing essentially the company by myself. And I know people might be like, oh, well, Melody is your wife. Of course, she's going to be helping you. And I mean, she did, but like, I think she just didn't feel comfortable like chiming in, because she's like, what do I know about knives? But what she doesn't know about knives, she makes up for in knowing about me. And I think she could have helped me avoid being stuck in design purgatory. Because I just couldn't ever get it right. And we went back and forth so much. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this guy out as well. I would imagine, and that's the other thing too, is there a difference between the interior and exterior finish? I don't think so, but I would say this aluminum finish on the Husky seems like it's going to be more resilient than the Gerber. Well, I really don't care about either one of them, but I don't know. I just hate to mess up a knife on the outside. I guess I will, because science. Let's see here. Zero this guy out. I'm going to tape it down again. Yeah. I like watching disassembly videos. I'm a little bit too late responding to Chris' comment about taking them apart. There for a while I would take them apart, but then I just got to the point where I would like the Megoptera that I pulled out. I have never reassembled it, and that was like I don't know 2 years ago when I took it apart. I took apart one of my Dylan Mallory designs. I don't even remember which one it was, and I don't even know where all the parts are for it now. Speaking of, don't know what it is. Where's my tape? Okay. Let's see here. Well, that cat is just having a panic attack upstairs. Yeah, I still can't get this stuff secured more. I'm gonna go 200-ish. I mean, in the 200s, this is leaving a scratch. I mean, I'll turn this one upside down at least. All right, let's see here. Zero that out. Let's go to 200. Maybe that's what I should do. Like in the future, I'd go like aim for 200 for like 3 strokes, and do them side by side. Kind of take the average of the two. But okay, so that's at 200, and I'm at 200 on that. It's not leaving as deep of a, maybe I did twist it around, so maybe I got it a different angle or something, but I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, to me, yeah, right, the button lock, the detent. That was the reason why this was at the very beginning of the button lock trend. In fact, there were not nobody had developed a button lock with a good detent at all. And so that's why I was like, I want to use magnets to try to counterbalance, because I hate that soft opening, and it's still not as satisfying as the roundhouse lock, even with the magnets. But there's nothing like a solid crisp detent. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, for what I would say, based on what I've seen, is like let me pull out one of the other. Well, I'll just move to an area that we haven't really used, because I don't want to. In case somebody comes up with more questions, I don't want to not have an area where that I can do some science on. But yeah, I'm gonna aim on this darker area right here. One of the knives has the worst finish is the Cold Steel Tie Light from being in the case with wow. Yeah, gosh. I mean, that's I do think that that's part of it. Is it's one of the things that I've seen us. We as a community we do talk a fair amount about resiliency of blades, and of course you've got the various ways you can test a blade for corrosion resistance and impact resistance and yada yada yada. But I don't really see us do very much of that with the handles, and that's so when I got to thinking about how can I even demonstrate whether or not this is average or below average or what. Yeah, driving from NOLA to Miami, that's right. Was like, okay, well, I mean, put a scale on it and do my best to try to stay at a relative. Okay, so if I was riding again, let's say I was riding with this. Okay, oh, here's a good example. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best impression of I've got a quarter in my hand and I'm scratching off a lotto ticket. Okay, This is about how much effort I would use if I was trying to scratch off a lotto ticket. It puts me about in the 300s. Okay, there is a small amount of marking right there, which is where I was doing it. Let's see how much of that is just quarter dust. All right, so the vast majority of that was quarter dust. So it's definitely, I mean, I think it's fair to say the finish is stronger than a quarter. It seems to do more damage to the quarter than the quarter does to it. And I mean, you know, if you're taking bits to your aluminum finished knives, I feel like you're a different kind of creature than most people. I don't know. House key. There we go. All right. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, let's get a good house key. All right. So we were at the 200, 300 on quarter. This is, nobody copy this to break into my house, okay? So we're at 200. Again, this would be like if I was trying to use my key to scratch off a lottery ticket. I'm trying to see if this is an area where there's no markings. I don't really see any markings in this corner right here, so that's where I'm going to focus. Try to get myself up to the 300s range. I'm at 300s. I mean, again, if I was doing this to my titanium knife, I'd be like, yeah, of course it's going to leave a mark. Okay, that was like 300s, 400s with the house key. And yeah, most of that just rubbed off. Let me get, go back to my, oh, you know what? One thing I wanted to compare against that we've not done yet is, you know, we'll go true apples to apples here and do the titanium Snarf. That'll be the last test of the night, because I appreciate you guys sitting through 40 minutes of this. But you know, I just want to know that people are getting what they know what they're getting. You know what I mean? It's okay if it's not the world's most resilient aluminum finish to me, as long as people know that. You know, if you know that it's less resilient than aluminum, than other aluminums, and you're okay with that, I mean, to me, that's fine. Or if you're not, then you switch it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go fresh on both sides. I'm not gonna be as expansive as I have been, because I want to save the purple. I want to save a purple for. I'm just gonna do house keys and quarters, because I mean, again, would y'all agree that, like, if you're, would y'all agree that if your knife is that any amount of pressure with a Weehaw bit is probably going to scratch the finish on a knife? I mean, one thing I guess I didn't do, because I didn't want to mess up any of my anodized titanium, is I could have done anodized titanium. But, oh, I forgot I haven't disassembled the other side of the purple one, so I'm just going to leave it. Let's see here. Just look for an area here that looks relatively unaffected. I would say this area right here looks, there's that one scratch there. Let's see if we can do, in fact, I'm going to go around the, I'm going to pick a high point. You know, that was one of the things we were saying was the high points. I'm going to pick a high point. Let's see, find a spot. Let's go like interior on both of these. So this is the, we'll know why that one's not functioning anymore, because I'm missing a washer. Put the lids on these guys real quick. Okay. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna tape these guys down. And at least for my science, this would about do it, because to me, if you're as far as I'm seeing, to me, it seems like it's performing about in the ballpark of the other 3 or 4 aluminums that I've tried. At the 100s mark, not much of a mark, or at the 100 grams of pressure with like a Weehaw bit, it's not really seeming to leave any kind of mark. And then when you get up to like the 2s, the 300s, it's leaving a mark on everything. I guess in my mind, it'd be like, okay, let's say my knife started to scratch at 200 grams, and everybody else's knife started to scratch at like 500 grams, then I'd be like, okay, I can really see how there's a significant difference here. And obviously there's some kind of difference because the factory said, hey, when I said, hey, the finish seems to be, wearing more quickly, they said, oh yeah, it's it's not going to have as hard of a finish as a solid color. What have I done with my tape? See, you guys are supposed to be looking out for me on this. I'm walking around here looking for tape. I've gone virtually nowhere, right? Is it under the crow's peanuts? Did I put it inside a tin?
You on live, Dad?
Yeah, I'm still going live. You still playing some Clash Royale?
No.
With cheese? Ow! Got a metal splinter from something.
Soon, Dad?
Yeah. About to wrap up.
How
Ow!
many viewers you got, dude?
I've got 5 viewers, man.
More people.
Take that, Mr. Beast. Kais and that? I don't know. Let's see here. I'm going to have to go grab some tape from elsewhere. Okay, here we go. We'll just say that I got some more resilient tape because we wanted to make sure we were really doing it the right way. All right, let's see here. What have you guys said? House keys also, the titanium finish more or less resistant than the aluminum one. Let's find out. But from what I've seen so far, my hypothesis would be that they're about on par, at least for practical. Hardness difference would be like keys versus a coin. So maybe Snarf finish would scratch with certain key alloys, whereas others wouldn't at all. Yeah, and I do think that there's I can't remember, there was some finish that that Jared Neves was showing the other day that was like, I mean, he was going nuts on it with like a house key or something, and it wasn't making an imprint at all. And so that was really impressive. I mean, that's cool. And, if we get the opportunity to produce something with that kind of finish, that'd be great. That's not, exactly what Snarf is for at this point. We can, it's definitely an area where we could improve. But for me, what was, everything's going to be to some degree a trade-off. And for me, as long as you're not losing too much resilience, the color, the unique colorway, to me is worth it. But if it's somebody that for them the unique colorway is not worth it, then I want them to know that and know what they're getting. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I can double up. Boop boop. Oh well, that could have done that better. I'm kind of center these guys here. Can you tell I got tape around out? All right. I promise this will be the last one unless you guys come up with something that I've totally missed here. Yeah, so let's go keys and quarters. Does that sound fair enough? Okay. And would it make everybody nauseous if I did it this way, where you can get closer up on the? I was trying to figure out a way to get it like right there. It's like my doohickey needs to rotate, but it doesn't rotate. Anyway, we're going horseshoes and hand grenades here. All right. So we're going quarter on let's go on the back high spot because I do have this one area right here that I've already worn. But I'm going to try to go, I'll do it, what do you call it? Level, on the flat area, and then I'll do it on the side. I do wish I had one more because I really think part of what it comes down to is when I scratch this, I'm scratching off, a finish. This is like it's not an actual like anodization. I know what I'll do. Where is it? I've also got a dark truffle scale. So then we'll be able to see see what we can see. I don't know. This is like data overload, right? Okay. All right. Here we go. This is what we're going to go with. Oh, yeah. A Heretic Knives in the Miami Vice cell shade. Oh, I bet that's cool. I have not seen that yet, but I bet that's cool. The cell shade, I really love the cell shade. If I can find a way to do that mass produced, that's something I would definitely be interested in doing. All right, zero it out. We got our quarter. We got our key. All right, I'm going to go here on this. Just ignore that. That was the Cabela scale, so no great loss, right? Okay. Oh, that's going to be hard to... All right, I'm at the 300 range. And I'm not really seeing anything on it. Yeah, I mean, to me, how about this? Just if I'm eyeballing it, to me, if I was doing this, if I was doing like this on a knife, like in the 60s and 70s, I'd be like, yeah, it shouldn't scratch. If I was like here in the 200s, I'd be like, yeah, it should probably leave some kind of mark. And if I'm in the like 300s, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that on purpose. Like this is I'm not being careful with my knife. Okay, so I'm up here. I'm going to do in the 3, zero that out. Come on. In the 300s in that same area, except for that edge that I just hit, the flat area is not leaving a mark. Let's go here on that flat as well. It's actually kind of digging in harder on the titanium. Of course, maybe it's just leaving more. Now I think that's, well, let me see. No, I think it's leaving key dust at that point. I think it's skating off on the aluminum. Yeah. If I can't get into my house tomorrow, I'll know why. Let's go real hard on the titanium in the 800s. And did that leave a mark? Or did it just leave key dust? A little bit of a mark, but mostly key dust. And let's go, why don't we go 800 on this guy? Why not? What's it going to hurt? Yeah. You know, to me, I just don't see, like, okay, let's go up to, I'm gonna go on the back here on the black one. I'm gonna go into like, let's go, yeah, 800s. Oh, geez, that's just at 500. But I can't tell if it's definitely quarter colored. Yeah, that's mostly quarter dust with some, yeah, mostly quarter dust, maybe a little bit of abrasion there. But I'm in the zero out. In the 1,000, I was in 1,000 per second. 8,000. That's what that looks like. Let's go a little bit harder because there's less area. I'm going to go this direction. 1,000, 2,000, or 1,200. All right. And then maybe just, however much it takes to leave some residue. And then let's do the same thing here. 1200. Let's leave some good residue and see how much is left behind. We're in 1300s. All right, so you can see it's definitely leaving a lot on the titanium and a lot on the black and the gray. But you can still see there's some here. Let's see here. We'll see how much of that wipes off. I don't know, guys. To me, this is performing like I would expect a finish to perform. I mean, the amount of pressure, again, if I take a wee high bit and do it at 1,000 grams, it's going to definitely do a lot of damage. But like, why would you be doing that? To me, if you've got a quarter and you're like doing this, and you're trying to damage your knife. I'm in the 800 grams, 900, and I'm just starting to get some wear right there. You see that? But again, with this one, I mean, if I'm doing the same, well, I'm going harder there. Maybe a little bit different because I'm out on the outside of the scale, but I don't know. So you're lucky you're not smoothing other teeth of your keys. Yeah. I was trying to do that. Send some out to get reviewed. Yeah. Oh, hive minds. Oh, hey, Fred, thanks for asking. Because that was supposed to be my my secret surprise for everyone that stayed all the way to the end. That, my friend, is a production hive mind. One of about 200 that arrived today. What you think? This is the first one that I have seen that is the all tie, and I love that they did this. That I asked them to do to put some plastic behind the because I've never had a lefty complain about it, but I have noticed that especially on the dark ones, but even on this one, you know the clip leaves a mark, and so if you're left-handed and you swap it, you've automatically got a mark on there. But yeah, this is only thing I can think of is pencil to imitate dropping it on wood or stone to imitate concrete. Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, like, if you drop your titanium knife on concrete, you're going to get a mark, right? What's up, Max? So yeah, this is production hive mind. So we're going to be doing CQ on them. Let's see, what serial number is this? Number 230. Number 230 right here. You saw it here first, folks. I've not announced it to anybody else yet that it came in the device orchestra for a second. Well, I don't know if I can make any better sounds than this at the moment with this instrument, but still pretty nice. Yeah, so we did get some hive minds in today, and we're going to start the QC process and see how many we can get out. Oh, I did play guitar with Snarf. You need them sent out for more reviews, or are they all sold out? You mean the hive mind? Hive mind is not sold out. We've got about 70 of the copper button version and the copper accents version, and about 70 of the titanium. They actually sold about dead even. So we'll definitely want to get some hive minds going around for review. So if you want to help out with that, Fred, that'd be great. Of course, I need to send them out to the people who actually bought them first, and so that'll be a little problematic because I'm still waiting on truffles to come in. Which knife is best for you video? Yeah, I mean, the people ask for it, we shall oblige. All right, so we did the quarter. Let's do the key real quick. So we're going to zero out here, and let's see here. Let's just go. Oh, my battery's not dying, is it? Let's go for broke here. We're on 800, 600, 700. I don't know. To me, did that even leave a mark at all? I'm not seeing. I'm going right here. There's a mark already there and one there. So I'm at 600 right now. I mean, if I try to, this is like This is what I would do if I was keying somebody's car. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, once I got up to whatever that was, y'all might have seen that. I kind of missed it, but going to this, the 700s. To me, this feels like about what you would expect for. I mean, I'm just 700s on this guy and 700s on this guy, and for these, it seems like the key dust that might be key dust too. It's kind of hard to tell. Where's my paper towel? I don't know. Y'all tell me if you disagree with my conclusions, but I feel like from a practical sense, this performs like I would hope a finish would perform. I do want people to be aware that the factory has told me that it is statistically. Let me switch around here. Can I do that? Yeah, switch back around. Statistically speaking, it is a less resilient finish. Practically speaking, I'm not seeing a great difference. Fred says, bought one, going out of the country next week. To be okay to send directly to a reviewer. Yeah, when I imagine, Fred, yours is probably one of the ones that's in the earliest of the lots. So I'll take a look at it. Definitely some folks will be getting there. The earliest folks. I can't imagine why they wouldn't be getting their knives starting this week. There's only about 90 people total that ordered a Truffles 2.0 to go with their Hive Mind. So we're probably going to have to just send them 2 boxes because I don't want them waiting forever on Hive Mind. So yeah, for nice novices, yeah, that would be fun. I definitely want to do more like kind of educational type videos. I just have been just so slammed. But I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, you've sat through the whole rigmarole. Are you okay with the way this performed? I feel like this is to me a reasonable way for a finish to perform. So, anywho, if you have any other ideas, comments, questions, definitely all ears. But yeah, I feel I will say this. I feel a lot better from like a business perspective, from like this is my reputation perspective. I feel a lot better with the way it's performing than I had originally thought. So, so you said Taco Fiesta, you said, I think it performed as expected. Do you mean performed as expected as in I was expecting it to perform less good, or performed as expected at about what you would expect an aluminum finish to perform? I would say, all right, Fred, appreciate it. Yeah, I think to me it performs about as well, practically speaking, as I would expect an aluminum finish. I think the major thing is you're removing a very different color from silver from the knife, and then silver is what comes out and underneath it, and so it's going to be very noticeable. Not because it's a poor finish, but because that's how colors work. Yeah. So, all right, I'll probably do like a shorter version of this just for reference that I can send around everybody. But I really appreciate y'all sticking with me and giving me ideas, the keys and coins and everything. Yeah, I agree. I would expect there to be some wear. Same thing with like if I was getting a purple anodized, that's one of the reasons why I like Stonewash, because your first scratch just adds more character to it. But all right, folks. Well, I really appreciate y'all taking the time. It's been a little over an hour now, so I'll go ahead and log off. But I really do appreciate it, and appreciate you guys backing the project and making Snarf happen. So I will catch you guys next time as soon as I figure out what button to push to end it. What is this? This is an arrow. That does not look right. Let's see here. This is another button. There's an X. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? I am this time. All right, folks.